If you've been told that biochar is the ultimate soil fix, you're not alone. It's expensive, trendy, and often talked about like a miracle cure. But after years of working real garden soil, not lab soil, I've found something simpler, faster, and far more practical for most gardeners. It's an old-school method that many people overlook or misuse, and when applied correctly, it can wake up tired soil in a single season. I'm talking about wood ash, used intentionally, not dumped carelessly. Let's get straight into how this ash hack works and how you can apply it safely and effectively in your own garden. Biochar is mostly carbon and works slowly by improving long-term soil structure. Wood ash, on the other hand, is already mineral-rich and immediately available to plants. When wood burns, the carbon is released, leaving behind concentrated calcium, potassium, magnesium, and trace elements. These minerals dissolve quickly in moist soil, which means plants can access them almost immediately. Another key difference is pH response. Wood ash is alkaline, which makes it especially powerful in acidic or leached soils. In regions with heavy rainfall or sandy ground, nutrients wash out fast and soils slowly turn sour. Ash acts like a gentle lime while also feeding the soil, which biochar simply doesn't do on its own. When soil becomes acidic, microbial life slows down. Worms retreat, beneficial bacteria struggle, and nutrients like phosphorus become locked away. A light application of wood ash raises soil pH just enough to restart biological activity. Calcium from ash helps soil particles bind into better aggregates, which improves drainage in clay soils and, boosts moisture retention in sandy ones. Potassium boosts root development, flower formation, and disease resistance almost immediately. In one vegetable bed with slow-growing brassicas, applying ash at the correct rate resulted in visibly darker leaves and stronger stems within 3 weeks. The soil smelled richer, and earthworms returned after months of inactivity. That's not theory. That's real garden feedback. So you should only use ash from untreated natural wood. Hardwood ash is honestly the best, since it contains higher calcium and potassium levels than softwood ash. Ash from fireplaces, wood stoves, or outdoor fire pits is ideal, as long as the wood was clean. Never use ash from charcoal, briquettes, painted wood, plywood, pressure-treated lumber, or coal. Those things contain chemicals and heavy metals that will, poison your soil long term. Ash should be, completely cool, dry and fine. Large charcoal chunks should be removed and only crushed if they are fully burned and clean. If the ash feels greasy or, smells chemical, it doesn't belong in the garden. This is where most people honestly go wrong. Ash is powerful, and more is not better. A safe general rate is 1 cup of sifted wood ash per square meter of garden bed once per season. For very acidic soils, you can go up to 2 cups per square meter, but only after observing plant response. For container gardening, the ratio matters even more. Mix 1 tablespoon of ash into 5 liters of potting mix. That's enough to supply potassium and calcium without, pushing the pH too high. For compost, you'll want to add ash in thin layers. 1 cup of ash for every 10 liters of compost material works well and, helps balance out those acidic kitchen scraps. The best time to apply wood ash is before planting or, honestly, during those early growth stages. Spread it evenly over moist soil, never dry soil, and then gently work it into, say, the top 5 to 10 centimeters. And don't forget, water immediately after application to activate the minerals and stop the ash from blowing away. For established plants, Ash can be applied around the root zone, just keeping it a few centimeters away from the stems, right? When it comes to fruit trees, you'll want to sprinkle ash along the drip line at a rate of about 2 cups for young trees and up to 4 cups for mature trees just once a year. Now, it's really important to avoid applying ash right before a heavy rain, since nutrients can wash away pretty quickly. Oh, and also steer clear of combining ash with nitrogen fertilizers or fresh manure at the same time, because ash can actually cause nitrogen loss through volatilization. Root crops like carrots, beets, and onions really do benefit from the potassium boost, giving you better size and flavor. Tomatoes and peppers, well, they tend to show stronger flowering and reduced blossom end rot, thanks to the calcium that's available. And brassicas, such as cabbage and kale, they truly thrive because ash discourages clubroot in acidic soils. Potatoes are a special case. Light ash use improves yield, but heavy use can encourage scab. For potatoes, limit ash to 1/2 cup per square meter and apply several weeks before planting. Used responsibly, wood ash doesn't just feed plants, it feeds the soil ecosystem. It encourages microbial activity, improves structure, and recycles nutrients that would otherwise go to waste. Unlike biochar, which often needs charging and long-term integration, ash works now, and it works with what gardeners already have. The key is respect. Wood ash is not compost. It's a soil amendment. Treat it like a seasoning, not a main ingredient, and it will quietly outperform many expensive soil products. If this guide helped you rethink what's possible with simple garden materials, make sure you subscribe to Evergreen Garden for more real-world, no-nonsense growing advice. Share this with a fellow gardener who's chasing soil health the smart way, and I'll see you in the next one.